Okay, some very interesting stuff has happened because of that bricking incident that's gone so viral. One of the more interesting ones was when this young man is talking about like that he knows who this person is, he's from there, and so the term we used to use back in the day was shit disturber. She's a shit disturbing bitch. And there were, yeah, there were a lot of girls like that back in the day, and typically, they got the act right. They messed with the wrong dude. They thought that they could play with a man in a way that you shouldn't, and they got the act right. Now, the act right is not. I'm not Ike Turner, and I don't endorse the act right, and I never would because that's not it's not right. I wasn't one of those kinds of cats back in the day or ever, but it was just kind of interesting what came of. So there was a reaction to that young man, and this woman was like, so if we're not related to you, if you're not interested in us, if we're not your girlfriend or your wife, like what? We're just we're supposed to fend for ourselves. Yes. I really think that that's actually a very, very important idea to get across to especially Black American women, but women in general in the United States who are single. A lot of you don't get, this is one I'll bring up every once in a while, but then I forget to really harp on this. When I got out of high school in 93, I would meet young men who would talk about odd medications and things like that they had been on, and I didn't know what they were talking about. And then I started to piece together over about the next 5 years that there were a lot of kids and who were becoming adults, going into college, who were on hardcore pharmaceuticals as teenagers, supposedly to help them concentrate. My father would have never humored such an idea. He never. I can't imagine anyone in my family humoring such an idea. But this idea that it's eventually, by the time I was in my late 20s, I had a conversation with a school teacher here in the 4J school district, and what was scary about it was these two school teachers were more than willing to say fundamentally, well, sometimes you have to medicate boys. Now, they're saying this, and one of them had a son, and this son he would be medicated. If another person had access, they would suggest he's medicated to medicate him. And that's why I was like, why do you all think that this is normal to medicate children? Like, really? How has this happened? Now, this is something, so because this is now decades later, understand you're on your own now. There are millions of men that the way that that was their youth experience. That was how they learned. They didn't learn math. That's how they didn't learn English. They were put on hardcore drugs so that the teachers could have an easier time not successfully teaching them. And most of these would be women, and most of the people that young men interact with for their early years are mostly women. So this idea like, oh, men don't understand, they're not around enough women, blah blah blah, and I really, my thing now is just, I think this incident of this woman being hit by a brick and the reactions that you all are dealing with, you're on your own. We don't care. We just don't care anymore. We don't give a shit. We don't know you. And you all really should get that in your minds. You've made it clear you think that way about men. Black women have made it abundantly clear that from the 90s on, excuse me, miss, by Special K. I know some of you are going to be like, damn, that's an old reference. Excuse me, miss, by Special K. What was it? That one song, Scrubs. I don't want no scrub. Scrub it and get no love from me. And all that stuff. And just all of this disparaging stuff. It just, after a while, it really was that I don't think you all really get. So many men are so totally done. And I want you all to think about that. I could be beaten possibly to death, and all the men around me will just walk off because they don't know me. They won't care. You should think about it. This is what it's now. You know, this is your equal lefts. This is your equal lefts. This is what it's like. This is what you wanted to know, what it was like to be one of the niggas, and now you know. Now you know what it's like. You don't like it. You don't like the idea that, wow, any maniac can just come up and do something to me. Why do you think so many of us train in martial arts? Why do you think so many of us have concealed armaments? Why do you think no, it doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. Nothing else matters other than you're right. You're on your own. And this, oh, we're on our own. Oh, we're finna be super amazeballs and do whatever, sing whatever Taylor Swift song you have to yourself. We can't care. We don't have the capacity. Just like how really most men can't really hate women. Like misogyny is like weird. Like this idea of you would hate women. Like that just, you see them and you're like, women. You know, like that's weird to us. The fact that women have over and over and over again expressed they do think that way when they see men. That men just make them feel open contempt and hatred. Like a lot of men really, it's taken years for men to really figure out, like, no, they mean it. The women mean it. They really don't like us. They really, really, really don't like us. They enjoy knowing that they're hurting us. And that's a very important thing I think you all need to understand. We don't understand that feeling. And in fact, when you see women get injured, typically most men have a visceral reaction. You have made it now that men will have this visceral reaction, and then the rational part of our mind says, nope, no, don't have feelings, don't have emotions, you don't know her, you don't know what's going on, this is not your fucking fight, this isn't, you don't know anything about this, you have no idea how this situation became like this, and then there's, this is the thing, after things like Kevin Samuels, where Kevin Samuels was like so cool and was like so fun. Oh my god, this fucking place and all my shit around here. And it's just this thing of like, I don't think you all, it just, we can't afford to have some kind of feelings like that's a black woman. I need to defend my sister. Like, we can't do that anymore. That we just, you can't. Too many men just die this way, go to jail this way, and it's like, no, you don't get involved. It has nothing to do with, oh, it's cowardice and blah blah. No, it's just rational. We don't know you. We don't know who this guy is. We don't know how you got into this situation. It's the whole thing about, like, how did you manage to get this dude so fucking pissed? How did you get him pissed? Like, men are supposed to hold frame. How did you get him to break frame so much? Like, you got him to break frame. How did you do that? What did you do to make this guy flip out on you? Because that's not normal. That's a very abnormal thing for a man to do. So this is now this thing of, like, no, you all should really very much understand, like, no. Oh, and somebody, I remember, I think some of you might even remember that after the masks, after Trump, after these riots, after all of you so mad that abortion is now something that the states decide, so it's just every state decides it, so just move to a state full of whores, if you need to get yourself an abortion all the time. Just it's, and that everything is now kind of sticking it to us guys. You want to stick it to us. You want to, like, ha ha ha. Look, it's Black Red Sonja. Ha ha ha. Ha, yeah, like, how do you like that? You're not going to watch that movie, are you? Ha ha ha, we ruined that. We ruined Red Sonja. Ha ha. Like, I mean, just, it's constantly this kind of stuff. Constantly. So now a lot of us are just like, actually, we really, really, really don't care what happens to you. You should know, like, that we can't have feelings of caring because you aren't our mama. You're our sister. We don't know you personally. And that's why then also this idea of black women being black this, black that, that doesn't matter to you. That only matters to you if men come out of pocket for you, if men get in between you and some guy that you're fucking with, if some man decides he's going to feed you for the rest of your life. It just, yeah. I love it. There's this part of me thinking, try to explain, and it's like, no, don't try to explain. This is dominoes. And you and Donovan, you don't talk much when you play dominoes. That's why you get 25s. That's why you get 25s. That's why you get the true rare. If I remember right, we were smashed. I'm like, no fucking way. I got 35. And they're like, that's not possible. We counted it up. It was 35. And somebody was saying, they're like, no, there's pretty much only one way you get that, actually. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. It shows how good at dominoes I really am. But it's just, and Kevin liked dominoes too. He liked dancing, martial arts, and dominoes. That's why I like Kevin. That's why I loved his show. Good thing I listened to him and got some knockoff cologne that smells really good. Knockoff for the win. But yeah, you see, so too many of us, we try to be good guys. We try to be righteous men. We try to, like, be, yeah, I'm down, and I spin soul music, and old reggae, I know all these old tunes. I got soul, baby, and it's, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And so, good luck. I mean, really, good luck, because that's how it is for us. Now you know really what it's like to be equal to us. Now you know. We never know who's going to do something to us. Us men, we have no idea what somebody might just up and do. So now you feel the same way. How does that feel? How does that feel inside every day? Do you want to go out at night anymore? Now that you know that nobody will help you. Nobody might even call the cops. Did you really think about that one? Not only did she not call the cops, but she was apparently there with some of her friends when she got that bricking. And not only were the people who were there didn't call the cops, nobody called the cops. Nobody did. That's one of the most famous things about New York is that if you're being raped, yell fire, because then somebody might do something. If you yell help, nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to get involved. This isn't how white people live. This isn't how Asian Americans live. No one else lives like this. No other people live like that. So you should just roll that around in your fucking head, wherever your hair's been last.